My people, it don't finally happen. Oh, they say that some of the Northern leader don't come outside. Come talk say, as it stand like that now, e be like say this country wey they call Nigeria was not created for the favor of the Nigeria people. They say the country wey they call Nigeria, they not create a main benefit Nigeria people. I go play the video, make you watch. We get a lot of story where I go play for una here today. Just stay tuned and watch this video.
I don't think the British really wanted Nigeria to be a very successful country. We were dreaming very big, but the structures with which we were dreaming were already in trouble. Things started falling apart when Nigerian governments began that process of eliminating other Nigerians from the process of governance, ensuring that what belonged to particular groups of people we are denying them, the active destruction of the advantages certain people possessed just in order to exercise power without having any practical goals in mind began. It began too early, which is to say, by 1960, the idea of smashing the opposition, of ensuring that people do not overdream, had started in Nigeria. I mean, I always start by saying what went wrong began when Nigerians started sharing the loot of independence. And it was agreed by the ruling coalitions that some region would have to be excluded and some region must take over as many jobs as possible, and then all the developmental directions were simply seized by the leading party. Once you did that, Nigeria simply became an environment in which the struggle for sharing was more important than the production of value.
My people, una don see am. So tell me how this country go work. Why some part of the country wey they call Nigeria, they are bringing them down by all means. They now see port to various part of this country. The only one place everything they channel it to. So as they share the power, so the country can never move forward. If you like, they deceive yourself. Even though you are a governor today, you are a president today, bear it in mind that everything you are working will remain there. As general country to work, it will not work. Oh, it will not work until they change this mindset. But I don't think they are ready to lose this power or to allow the Igbos to have this power, because they know that once the Igbos grab the power, they will transform Nigeria to something else, and those areas where they are eating, they are benefiting from, must be blocked. So that's so the thing be. Let me play this video continuation. Just stay tuned and watch the videos. We have a lot of story to share here today.
The case of Alberto Fujimori of Peru, I can see the current president moving in that direction. Alberto Fujimori ruled Peru from 1990 to 2000. Alberto, in these 10 years, made sure first there was excessive corruption. There was, hyperinflation. There were all the troubles that I can see. There was insecurity, because there were insurgents. There were so many other things. But he, instead of addressing this problem, he went around to buy all the security agents. He bought off the judiciary. He bought off the media. He bought off everybody that he thought could create problem for him.
And he became the state.
Yeah, but then that didn't work. By the time he finished, there was a case of one corruption that leaked out from a media that they thought was not even worth buying. And that was the last straw that broke the camel's back. And there was an uprising in the country, and he had to escape to Japan. 5 years later, they caught him in Chile. They brought him to Peru. They prosecuted him. They put him in prison, and he died in ignominy September last year. Now, I want, the current president and people around him to study the case of Peru, because this is the path they seem to be taking, and it's not going to bring any good, not to the country, not even to those who think they are enjoying the power at the moment.
Because Boko Haram is using armed drones. Let it be on record. They are using armed drones, weaponized drones, which the Nigerian army is not using. In other words, they are more sophisticated and advanced than the Nigerian army. Lastly, I lost people in Wajiroko, We lost people in Wajiroko as a result of Boko Haram insurgents. This is the few I can give you, just a tip of an iceberg as far as my constituency is concerned. I observe one thing. Boko Haram is fast coming back worse than what we had in the past. Take it or leave it. Boko Haram, ISWAP, or whatever name you call them, they are coming back. Let us do something serious in order not to go back to our days when 22 local governments out of 27 local governments of Borno were occupied by Boko Haram. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we should be complacent. Rome used to be the greatest empire on the world, but it was destroyed by the complacency of the Romans because of their inability to take things serious to deal with their enemies. So as I'm speaking to you, personnel, there are no Nigerian army personnel. They don't have enough personnel to face these boys. That is the truth. They are committed. They are very strong in their own stand, but unfortunately they don't have enough personnel and equipment to face the Boko Haram. I have seen it. Nobody reported it to me because I went to my constituency on Saturday and came back on Sunday. So, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we shouldn't be complacent with this. I align with Honorable Gaddi by saying that we should do our own needful by doing the proper oversight of money expended, because between 2015 to 2019, Nigerian government spent 19-point-something trillion naira on security issues. I have the record with me.
So, my people, welcome back. This is the Boko Haram this man is talking about. And these people are in the middle of desert, where it will be easier for military to use their Jetta or whatever to strike, but they cannot do it. But they will go to Osu, they will go to the place called Maele, Amazano, Umaka, Olo. They will go to various places and throw bomb. Why the main people are free walking? And you as an Igbo man will come outside and say, the struggle is criminal. Call the people who are criminalizing the struggle and face them. Stop bringing the situation we are facing to the struggle and say this, that. No longer happy, I'm not a member or this one or all these things. Well, that one is your own business. But the truth is that look at what is happening in the same country where we are. People are busy protecting terrorists who are buying people, and you are busy bringing your own people and be buying them. I don't say anybody who do kidnap, catch them, maltreat them, do them everything. Anybody who terrorize our people, do them. But you see, the good one among them, protect them, because you will need them tomorrow. So that is the reality. Look at where we are today. You don't see the way Tinubu they go very soon. This country he go be yaga yaga, ayaga yaga. Let me continue with the videos and show you what is really happening. This na the moment where the reverend fathers wey dey for Enugu don come outside come tell say enough is enough. Say the way Fulani dey buy them and buy other people, e don too much. My people, na here I will see am today. Abeg make una share the video and drop your own opinion for inside comment section.